The time is 6 o'clock on June 23rd, 2022 for the regular board meeting of the Vernon Hills Park District Board of Commissioners. Roll call called order, please.
Commissioner Geraldo. Commissioner Kessler.
Here.
Commissioner Senti.
Here.
Commissioner Robbins. President Dorhofer.
Here, as we have a quorum, we will proceed. May I ask everyone to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda this evening is the omnibus vote agenda. Items under the omnibus vote agenda are considered routine and/or non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. If a separate vote on any one item is desired, it will be pulled from the omnibus vote agenda and voted on separately. Items for the omnibus this evening are the minutes of the annual board meeting dated May 26, 2022, minutes of the closed session dated May 26, 2022, minutes of the special board meeting dated June 7th, 2022, payables and payroll through June 23rd, 2022 in the amount of $1,120,716.85. Could I have a motion to approve the omnibus vote agenda?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Senti.
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler.
Yes.
President Dorhofer.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the welcome visitors public comment period. Is there anyone wishing to address the board this evening? If you could please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record.
Chris Meyer, 371 Cherry Valley Road.
Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. On behalf of my daughters and myself, I'd like to thank the board for planting the tree in Hartman Park in memory of my husband, who passed away in December last year. Henry Meyer was a founder and also a founding member of the board of the Park District. And it's a beautiful game hill. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. It's truly our honor. And anyone else wishing to address the board at this time? In that case, I would like to ask Ruth Reichenbeck to come up, manager of the Park District Little Learners Child Care, to the podium.
I'm gonna stay. New roll. Is this on?
It's on.
You guys hear me okay? I just feel like I'm not, like,
You don't have the booming voice I do.
so, one of the things we wanted to do with the leadership team was to bring in what we feel are some really strong, very important staff members of our organization and have them come before the board and be recognized for just the unbelievable work that they do in making this, a top-notch organization. So we started with our child care team. And so you'll see over the next few months, we'll be introducing some other staff. But this group of ladies is by far just of elitist status for the Park District and what they do on a daily basis in providing just the great child care service. And it's a compliment by you see that our classrooms are full, our teachers are with us for a long time, many of who we inherited from the YMCA that are still with us today. But it's a true testament to, I know, Ruth and Ashley and their leadership and just keeping what we consider just a real gem and a real prize for the Park District. So tonight, I wanted to ask Ruth to just say a few things, and then all of our teachers will come up and introduce themselves, and I'll let it be said from there. But we're just very, very fortunate to have these group of staff members with us. And I can't thank you enough, ladies, for everything you do on behalf of the district. So thank you. Ruth, all yours. And then we're going to take a group picture.
Thanks, Jeff, and thanks for stealing most everything I was going to say. But, it's hard to believe that it's been 9.5 years that we've been part of the Park District, that the childcare, it's just, we've grown so much, and it's been such a wonderful thing. So we'd like to thank all of you for allowing that to happen. Also want to thank you all for being here, for allowing us to be here. As Jeff said, these women are just, they're amazing. COVID hit everybody really hard. But through that time, these women have done everything from wearing a mask 8, 9, 10 hours a day. They sanitized everything that stood still hourly. And just, it was a lot of stress, and it was tough. Went through a lot of things, but the one thing that they all did too was they made sure we had a happy, safe learning environment for the kids. One of the things I can say, and I'm sure most of you ladies can attest to it too, is that during that time, and before that and ever since, these kids never knew what COVID was. I mean, they knew it as the germs and the bugs, but they never got hit by it. And that's due to every single one of you, and I am very proud to have you all part of our team. With that said, have you guys all come up and introduce yourselves and let them know? So, Ashley, first.
I'm Ashley Eckhart. I'm the child care coordinator. I've been in that position for about 2 years now, and I have been with the Park District since January of 2013. I was inherited. And I love working for Vernon Park District. I feel like we make a great team, great organization, so I'm very proud when I tell people where I work.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amy Johnson. I am our 3/4 teacher in the Superstar classroom, and I've been with the Park District since August of 2014, so it'll be 8 years this year. I strive to make sure my classroom is a safe space for my kids, both physically and mentally, and they know that they can come get a hug or a snuggle from me anytime they want. And that's the best part of my job.
Very nice.
Hello, I'm Laura Rydberg. I work with the toddler room with Charlene for I've been in the toddler room for about 1.5 years, but I've been with the Park District for 8 years. I love working here. I love the kids. I'm not very good at this.
That's great.
We're just fine.
Hello, my name's Natalie Neri. I'm an assistant teacher. I work in the infant and toddler room. I kind of fluctuate throughout the rooms when help is needed. I started about 2018, and then when COVID came around, I became a nanny in the city, but I missed it so much I came back. It's nice, to be back. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Schuth. I work with Amy in the 3/4 room, Superstars. I've been with the child care department for close to 3 months, but I've been at Lakeview front desk starting September 2017. So I've been with the Park District almost 5 years. Very proud, of my moving on to full-time, and I really enjoy working with the kids. I enjoy their hugs, especially when they come, running in and leaving. I just enjoy making them smile and the crafts, so thanks.
Thank you.
I'm Charlene Runke. I've been with the Park District since 2013 in the childcare. I was 2-year-old room, and then now I'm toddler room. I've volunteered for a lot of events. just to kind of see what the Park District offered when I first started. Got to meet a lot of people, a lot of familiar faces, got to be very comfortable, and just proud to be here.
Hello, my name's Alicia Neri. I've been with Little Learners for, I think, 2019. I work as an assistant teacher in the infant care. I did work with the toddlers before that. I enjoy being with babies and any age kids, and let's see their smiles and see them, grow as they go on.
Hi, I'm Karen Klinger, and I'm in the 4-5 room. And I have been teaching since here at the Park District since 2013. And I love my job. I love doing what I do. I've done it for over 30 years, so it's been a long time. And I love working for this Park District. I mean, especially the space that we have, the beautiful parks and everything that we can take advantage of with the children. It's just wonderful. So, and very proud to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Murphy, and I'm in the Gartner room, which is the 4-5 classroom with Karen. And I started with the Park District February of 2020, and then 5 weeks later, we were on lockdown for a while. And then I left last July, the end of July last year, thinking I wanted to move to Maine. And that lasted very short time, and came back, and I started back with the Park District in mid-January of this year. So I just was really looking forward to doing that, and I had worked with the babies before. So I'm just very happy to be here, and thank you.
Glad to have you back.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Getz, and I currently work in the Sprouts classroom, the 2 to 3 classroom. I worked for almost 20 years in the toddler room and recently transitioned to a little bit older age group, so it was very exciting to learn all their personalities. The favorite part of my day that I like doing with the kids is circle time. We take out a songbook and they get very excited to see what page we're going to open to sing our songs at circle time. My co-teacher recently resigned today, so we will miss her very much, but I'm excited to see what our new teacher will bring when she starts in the classroom in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Ladies, we can't thank you enough. You guys are absolutely amazing. I can't put into words how much we appreciate what you do, how you do it, and keeping our kids safe, happy, and healthy. Our hats are off to you, and we truly appreciate it.
So let's have Dave
Yep.
see if you want to come around. I'm going to just ask you all, just maybe right front forward and I'll break. Get a picture.
So I think next. So kind of, like camp pool.
Doesn't say she's in the mix because she's here. I'm just thinking like staff.
It's more about camp, camp and pool.
Okay.
And then we can do, front desk kind of thing, customer service.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all. You're free to go.
Thank you. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you too. Just getting over the final COVID, so trying to be. Yep. It's my first time, so nice to see you.
Have a good night.
Have
a good night.
Bye.
Rock on.
I will be at work tomorrow.
Always make up
Works
for
in
it on
first aid,
Saturday
she
for
can't get
you.
hammered. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
The next item on the
Take
agenda,
care.
the board would like
Bye.
to invite John Buckner, Executive Director of the SRA CLC, to the podium.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you for having me come. It's been a couple of years since I've been here, so I actually brought some note cards just to make sure I didn't forget some things. I usually wing it, but there's enough I wanted to cover that I didn't want to forget anything. So, again, thank you for inviting me. First, I wanted to just say congratulations on the gold medal. I know it's quite an accomplishment, and I know it's something that you've worked on for many years, and I'm glad you were able to achieve it, and I hope we were a small part of that.
You always are.
I also want to, before I get too far into this, is thank Jeff, James, everyone there, the entire park district, board included, how much that you've supported our agency. And I know I work a lot with James and Gabby with things around our office, and it's always really nice to be able to contact somebody and say, hey, we've got a problem here, and to not say, oh, we'll put you on the back burner. It's always good that they take care of whatever issue we have. So James, thank you. And Jeff's just been a real strong supporter of our agency and what we do, and makes my job a little bit easier. And just for you as a board level, I can honestly say if all of our member agencies had the same philosophy of supporting our agency, and not just from a philosophical level, but when we do certain fundraising events, and we don't fundraise to balance our budget or anything like that. As I was fortunate many years ago when I started many years ago, that we had fundraising was not going to be part of the operational. It was to be where we realized that soft money isn't always going to come in, but to do special things. And like our sensory room, which I hope that you take a chance to see sometime over in School for Young Learners. And we kind of karma, it's exactly where it was supposed to be when we first started discussions with it. Same room, everything. And when the bond issue didn't pass, we had to look for another place to put it. And lo and behold, Washington School had other ideas after we moved in there, and the exact same room and the exact same specifications were available, and we moved it there. And thanks, Jeff, for initiating that with District 73. Another thing that we've done with our fundraising that I know is very much supported by the board in our different events, from our Foundations Tree Festival to our golf outing, is the fitness stations over in Hartman Park. And I'm assuming you've all seen those, and that was a really nice project between us, our agency, and the foundation, and with the Park District, where we purchased the low-impact fitness stations, and then James and his crew and you all worked to excavate and to build the platforms, or to build the play areas. And I think it's the way it's supposed to work out, where there's a cooperation between us. And I know, looking out my window, I see it used every day. And I'd like our participants to use it a little bit more, but I think our adult day site there has other ideas once in a while with fitness in the hot weather. But it's definitely used a lot in the park. So I hope that small little project shows the benefit of working on our different fundraising things. As I'm sure you are aware, I have to say that we're going to be bidding adieu to the Park District, and it was almost my entire career, other than 6 years. I think we came in 1997, and with Larry DeGraff was the director at that time, and provided a home for us when we were kicked out of where the Mundelein Community Center is now. So, been here a long time, gonna miss looking in the park, having that as our outside view, but we've grown to a point where we're on top of each other, and it's been that way for a while, and so we're looking forward to going to a new location, but I do want to say thank you for being excellent landlords, I guess. is the best way to put it. We certainly appreciate it, and the agency appreciates it. It's been a busy year, real busy, since we started with the whole idea of where we may have to move, or we were going to have to move, and from the building concept to now going to the Village of Mundelein, and we added the Round Lake Area Park District, effective May 1st, and that's it's a huge area. It's like dropping 4 communities right into one, and everything that goes along with that. And so we've been working pretty hard to try to incorporate them into what was an existing SRA, and not taking away from the current participants. Talked a little bit about the sensory room. Again, if you haven't seen it, if you would like to schedule a visit, that room has really taken off in the last 6 months. And I think Kelly told me a week or two ago that we have a waiting list of all of our summer programs, probably into the double digits, and that we had over 15 new people in one weekend try to get into our programs. We can't take them, and 50% of them came from the sensory room, where they started either through the school, occupational therapy, pediatricians' offices, or learning about the benefits of that room. And so it's been what we envisioned it to be, is a good starter for our programs, just a special feature for our agency. So if anybody would like to have a private little tour of it, please don't hesitate to. We can get one set up for you. The Park District, getting more specific with your Park District, where we use your facilities, all of our sports teams use the playgrounds, or I'm sorry, the softball fields, the parks for softball, football, soccer. They all use your fields. We use, I think you've seen our Showstoppers program in the community room, usually gets about 200 people. So we try to use your facilities as much as we can. Obviously, our goal is to spread it out as much as we can within our cooperative, but you've been more than supportive of our agency, and we certainly like using your facilities. We currently have 3 camp locations in Vernon Hills. We have it's School for Young Learners. That's part of the agreement that we have with the school, is by letting them use our sensory room over the course of the year. We get used to the school for the summer, and it's worked out very well for us. Currently, we have, with Vernon Hills, we have, and it's hard to judge on 2021 because we're just coming off COVID, but we're exploding now. We have in the mid-30s of participants from Vernon Hills, and participated in over 500 programs with 1,800 points of contact. And a point of contact would be like a day camp program that has 6 weeks, 4 days a week, 24 points of contact, or a special that is 1. So of your residents, they participate a lot, over 1,800 points of contact. Currently, we have, in all of our programs going on, is we have 3 adult day camps, or adult sites, which is our largest area now. And we have 1 in Hartman Pavilion, which we've kind of transformed that into our own space, and we thank you for letting me be flexible and letting us use that. And there's also a little sensory room there. But of our 3 adult day sites, we now have over 40 adults in our programs. We have 70 in our day camp programs. And I just know this from signing checks today, is we have 107 staff just this summer, and that's through the roof. And I can just tell you is that we're trying to hire every day. I hope you see our buses. Every bus has we're hiring sign on it, and if we can hire more people, we'll add more people to our programs. But I probably, as you're seeing, finding staff a challenge this year. So in conclusion, I wanted to say thank you again for your support of our agency. Thank you to the administrative staff and all of the staff for working with us, and it's been a pleasure being here for 25 years in your park, and we look forward to continuing to working with you in the future.
Thank you. We're the one that need to thank you. So it's our pleasure to help you in any way possible.
It's a mutual benefit.
Yeah. The benefit goes to the participants that enjoy the program, and Anything we can do to help you, please don't ever hesitate to ask.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Bye, John.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Good night. Next item on the agenda, the financial reports for the period ending May 31, 2022. Superintendent Mitchell, are there any changes to the reports?
Changes.
So formal, Superintendent Mitchell. All right, we'll go to reports and communication. Finance and HR Superintendent, Jessica Mitchell. Jessica.
In May, the district received $260,525 in property tax revenue. This is 4.6% of the 2021 tax levy. The Budget and Appropriation Ordinance 3-22 that was approved last board meeting was received by the Lake County Clerk on June 1st, stamped and sealed, and it's posted at the Lakeview and Sullivan Center bulletin boards. Also, the district received a refund from the Illinois Department of Employment Security, IDES, in the amount of $3,945 for overpaid unemployment fees. IDES communicated this overpayment last month, and this cost makes up disputed claims that we received. The preliminary audit fieldwork with Lauterbach and Amen took place June 15th at the Sullivan Center. Les Bruce and Debbie Minsky were very instrumental in helping kick off that audit process, so thank you to them. Also, we found out yesterday that the district, we did receive notification from the Governance Finance Officers Association, also known as GFOA, that our district's comprehensive annual financial report for the fiscal year ending May 31st, 2021 met the requirements to be awarded to GFOA's Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in government accounting and financial reporting, and accolades were shared with my predecessor, Marla DeSicchio, as her leadership contributed to this award. As for human resources, we do have a couple new full-time new hires. Dina Greco is going to be a new Little Learners Child Care teacher. She will report to Ruth Reichenbach, who was just here. We also have Sarah Hughes starting on June 28th as a full-time customer service representative at Sullivan Center. She will report to Mary Vandermeer. And we also just want to welcome all the new seasonal employees, as many of those have started with the summer season kicking off as well this month. Are there any questions that I can?
Any questions for Jessica? Thank you very much and congratulations. Next item on the agenda, Recreation Superintendent Tom Ritter.
Good evening. Well, we just finished the Chicago Lacrosse Cup, which is a high school recruitment lacrosse tournament that's held on our grounds every year. It's been 12 years now. They've had some crazy weather over the years past. They seem to have a lot of bad luck with that. There's been like a 6-inch rain year we had once that really hit Vernon Hills, but this was a nice dry, a little bit hot, but a nice dry week for them. So they just concluded that tournament. They had some challenges getting athletic trainers. They like to have an athletic trainer at every location. They consolidated their location this summer and did not use Deer Path Park, which they usually do. But they did continue to use the athletic complex and Vernon Hills High School. So I just wanted to thank Brian McDonald and Vernon Hills High School for letting us use their fields for that tournament. We're getting into our summer movie series at Deer Path Park. So the final Friday of June, July, and August, we'll have a free movie at the north end of Deer Path Park near the Warrington Road entrance on an inflatable screen. So this Friday, the 24th, we'll be showing Encanto, and July 29th, we'll be Sing 2. And then we'll also have a movie in August. I don't have that movie title with me, but so our residents know it's free. We encourage you to bring out a picnic meal, something to drink. It's a good family environment. We usually get about, I'd say, 200 people on average at these movies if the weather's right. So feel free to come out on Friday night. It's definitely summer when camp starts. The whole feel of this building changes. It's like two different buildings from fall, winter, and spring to summer. So we're in full swing with day camp. We are averaging about 250 kids per week, and we're really happy to be offering camps on a weekly basis again. Historically, it was an 8-week summer with 2 4-week sessions, We started to narrow those sessions down, and right before COVID, we were able to offer camp on a weekly basis, which gives so much flexibility for families. You know, they want week 1, 4, and 7 instead of being stuck with a certain session. So we're back to that, which is really nice. So last year, as we were starting to come out of COVID, we had about 185. So 250 is a good sign of recovery. Camps are held here at the Sullivan Center, Peterson Park, Century Park North, and Town Line Elementary School. So thank you to Hawthorne School District. They allow us to host a camp in their facilities, as well as this year we're using Elementary North as a rain location. And without it, would make much more challenging for summer. We'd be bringing kids over here on bus and tightening them up in this space, and it's very difficult. So it's very nice to have the schools, and District 73 has always been very supportive of that. So I thank them for that. And then as summer comes to a conclusion, there's a little bit of like a 2-week window when the camp season's over but school hasn't started, and we've occasionally offered some like 1-week end of summer camps. We call it Last Blast, and they've become very successful. We've just in that, there's 2 individual weeks and then about like a 2 or 3 day week. And there's at least 160 kids at this point signed up for that. So that service obviously was needed and well received. So summer's going well. This weekend will be our 12th family campout at the Aquatic Center. Forecast is a little iffy. We'll keep our fingers crossed. It's one of those events that's really hard to do if there's any significant weather, between the fact that you're at a pool, you're trying to have a campfire with s'mores, and you're trying to show an outdoor movie. So once or twice we've had to reschedule those events, and they've always been equally as successful on the rescheduled date. And we do have a couple weekends in July if that does happen. But this weekend we are scheduled to have the camp out at the Aquatic Center. 2 events that are coming up down the road. I've mentioned them in previous meetings. I just want to remind our residents. Last July we had a comedy showcase for the first time. It is an adult 21 and over event, but it was great. It was a great first event we did. It's held in the back of the Aquatic Center in the grass space. I think we had about 120 people or so for that first time. So we're going to do that again every summer, and it's scheduled for July 22nd. It's a Friday night, which is nice. It was sometimes hard to get those top comedians on a weekend. They would try and give us a weekday, but we're able to get some high talent for a Friday night, which should be really nice. The event is from 7 to 9 p.m. We'll open the doors at 6. There will be drinks available for purchase, alcohol that is, as well as non-alcohol, and people can bring food in. The headliner for that night is Tim Welko. He's very reputable. He's won some awards. He's been on a lot of, I think he won, I mentioned an award show on ABC, top comic or something like that, but he's excellent. And there's 3 entertainers that night. Admission is $35. Tickets are currently available. And of course, I have to remind everybody about Rib Fest. This will be our 11th Rib Fest. It's going to be August 19th and 20th over at the fairgrounds. Our headliner on Friday is our original artist, which was Jake and Elwood, the Blues Brothers, which is always well received. And then Saturday's headliner is Sean Holt and the Teardrops. So Rib Fest continues to be an amazing value at $5 for all that entertainment. And of course, the ribs are available for purchase. We have 5 confirmed rib vendors this year. Last year we had 4, one of which was a food truck. Just at COVID, it was hard to get them. So to have 5 back for sure, we're working on a 6th. Should be the perfect balance of lines, but not long waits. Hopefully everybody can get a lot of options to try. And then finally, I just want to touch on the Aquatic Center. I know a lot of people came flying back to the Aquatic Center now that we have our full operation this year. But at the same time, there's those that just out of sight, out of mind. We haven't had full operation since 2019. 2020 and 21, we had limited. We had opened the front of the facility. But for our residents, we are fully open now. Both the lazy river and slides are open, as well as the front pools. We're open daily through August 7th. And then we're also open the weekend of August 13th and 14th. It's $13 daily admission for residents, $16 for non-residents, and we're open from 10:30 to 5 weekdays, and from 11 to 7 on weekends. We still have some lap swimming, we still have parent-taught swim, so there are other amenities as well, which you can see on our schedule. And season pass sales are back this year, so we've been selling a lot of season passes, and that one line we always like to say is if you buy a pass, it's paid off in 7 visits. So if you plan on using the Aquatic Center a lot this summer, I encourage you to buy a pass. And finally, there's a lot of events we're doing at the Aquatic Center this summer, but just going to highlight the Flick and Floats. The facility closes and we reopen at 7:30 so people can swim for a little while. And then we show a movie at dusk. So The two dates that we're doing it are Wednesday, June 29th, and which is next week, and then Wednesday, July 13th. So again, we open at 7:30. The June movie will probably start closer to 9, maybe the one in July more like 8:30. It's $5 admission, and the concessions is open for those that would like that. The June movie is called Luca, and the July movie is Lilo and Stitch. And since Cheryl's not here, I know she's next on the list. There's just two things I wanted to mention from her report that she and I discussed. One is when our program guides come out, there's always a window of time where people can go through the program guide, and then resident registration begins, and then non-resident registration begins. We've decided as a team that there's really no reason for the residents to wait. So once that program guide is posted on our website, or the guide comes out, they can register right away. And we know that when someone sees something, if they want to register, why make them wait? People, let them sign up right away. So the program guide for fall is going to be not coming out. It's going to be posted on the website the week of July 13th. So if those people that would like to start looking at fall programs, they can do that right when it's posted. There will still be a non-resident date, which is August 2nd. The guide is being mailed the week of July 18th, the hard copy. And finally, just some updated numbers on our Family Aquatic Center Groupon, where you buy one ticket, you get one free. We've sold 1,451 as of today, and 294 have been redeemed, so still more coming. So that continues to be a good value that we offer to our residents. That's it. Let's see if any questions for me.
Any questions for Tom? Commissioner Sente.
Tom, I was just wondering, since camps are one of our larger, more popular programs and source of revenue, pre-COVID, is 250 getting close to, beats 185, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where were we at before COVID?
Yeah, I look at that from the revenue perspective, because there's been different formats of registration, weekly and 4 weeks, and I don't want to misconstrue the numbers, but I can tell you that we are, financially, we are on pace to be where we were in 2019, the summer of 2019, which was a little behind the summer of 2018. So I would say by the end of this summer, from where I see where it's going, a lot of people do wait now because they want to go 1 week at a time. There is more revenue coming, but I think we will be slightly ahead of our 2019 pace.
Okay. And can we accommodate all the parents who want their kids to go to camp?
So far we have. We have developed some waiting lists for these camps, but like for example, Julie has a camp that was had a maximum of 50 each week, and it was full. The waiting list was starting to breach 10 for the next few weeks. She was able to secure an additional staff person and clear 10 off the waiting list. So there are a couple of them that a couple people have to wait and hope someone drops out, but almost everybody got into at least a couple weeks of camp, yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Tom? Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda, Facility Manager Lacey Velasquez.
Good evening. Facility attendance for May 2022 was 3,742 visits. 522 of those were unique visits. Active members as of the end of May 2022 totaled 1,866, compared to 1,133 in May 2021. As far as programming, we have Poses in the Park that kicked off this month. It has been very well received. There's been a lot of positive feedback regarding the program. Registration is available in the app and is free to the Lakeview Fitness members. If you are a non-member, there is a nominal fee, but you are able to register on the website or in person. Water aerobics has been taking place out here at the Family Aquatic Center, and again, this has been very well received. Nancy Cranberg is our instructor 4 days a week, and her classes are maxing out at 30 participants every day. Mighty Kids Triathlon is coming up in August. Registration is going well. We're very excited to have this event out here at the Family Aquatic Center this year. And there is still time to register for the Hops and Hatha program, which will be taking place on July 8th in Century Park. We had 32 Lakeview Fitness members enter the 20 Club for the month of May. 6 of these members achieved the status for the first time, and 13 achieved the status for the 5th month in a row since we started the program. And our student education pass is still ongoing. Anybody who is interested is able to purchase until July 1st. And that concludes my report unless there's any questions.
Any questions for Lacey? Thank you very much. Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Sente.
Lacey, I was just curious if we had any numbers also pre-COVID for whether it's attendance or active members. I know we're comparing it to 2021, but prior, and if you have any sense about that.
I could go back and see what Joe was tracking, so those numbers I might be able to get. If he wasn't tracking them, then those would have been unfortunately lost with Max Galaxy when we switched softwares, but I can certainly look into that.
Okay, thanks.
Next item on the agenda, Park Superintendent James Kim. James?
Hello, everyone. I just want to start with a couple reminders of our park ordinances. I just want to highlight 3 out of the 6 that I have listed. There's just no swimming in our ponds and lakes, and then please refrain from wading in the CV ditch. The ditch is really just road runoff. We have had some people call the fire department that kids are hanging out in the ditch. It's just not, it's not that it's unsafe, it's just kind of unsanitary. Please refrain from feeding wildlife. It is harmful to their health. We've had people dumping corn and bread in Century Park, and the geese and the ducks will get so heavy they won't be able to fly away, so that is an issue for all of us. And then this last one is the noise ordinance for the village is 7 a.m. Monday through Saturday and 8 a.m. for Sunday. I say this because pickleballers have been coming in at 5:30, and the dunk noise and deer path is starting to become an annoyance, so the police department has been asked if they can come out at 6:30. Not by us, but by residents. So everyone's watching. It's 7 a.m. for Monday through Saturday and 8 a.m. for Sunday. Some notes about our Lakeview construction. The foundation for the new addition is complete. The village has come out and their internal inspector has approved everything. The electrician has installed some drop ceiling grid fans in the current weight room, which will be the new Group X room. As items arrive on site, contractors are just putting them in as fast as they can so they don't sit idle in some warehouse and get lost over time. Construction of the unisex restroom off the pool deck has started. It is getting pretty complete. One item that may or may not be available during a locker room shutdown, which I'll get to next, is countertops. The demo of the pool is nearly complete. Stone base is next, followed by rebar, which a lot of it has been installed in gutter placements. We are anticipating concrete pour mid-July. We were hoping for early July, but just some scheduling issues, and there is a dispute with the aggregate union right now, so that is kind of holding up the stone base. Locker room shutdown. We're working with Lacey and their staff to notify members about an entire locker room shutdown, which will be in July, and we will try to open the last day in July or the first week of August. We're trying to keep our best to shut down short, but material lead times vary for different areas of the locker room renovation. Case in point, the countertops may or may not show up in time. We have a couple of lockers that may or may not show up. So we're gonna try to keep it as short as possible. Right now, though, Camosi is heavily focusing on preparing the walls and floors in the locker rooms for a miracle method coating, which is a 2-part epoxy that just goes right over the top of all the tile. Camosi is self-performing the demo and tile work, so the tile does not have to match because it's being painted over, but they do need to find the correct tile size so it's uniform and grout everything. So as much as Camosi is our construction management firm, they're also self-performing many items that they did bid on. Over at Grosse Pointe Tennis Courts, if you've gone out there today, it is fenced off and silt fencing has been installed. We met with JSD, our landscape architect, and Evans & Son, which is the bid-winning contractor, to go over the schedule. Park staff were out there on yesterday to remove all items we wanted to keep in-house. And today they came out and installed the construction fencing and put up the silt fencing. The fence gates are all locked and chained, and they are anticipating starting on Monday with demolition. We hope to be, construction schedule says that they're gonna wanna be substantially completed by early August. But again, aggregate is hard to get right now, and there's a chance that there's a color coding issue like we did last year with the poly, I forget the name of it. Some more details as they come. 4th of July, Jeff will probably touch on this too in his report, but we are in the parade this year. The parade starts promptly 9 a.m. at Countryside, kicking off with the national anthem and flag raising. And the parade route starts at Countryside, goes south on Deer Path Road, heads west on Aspen Drive, and then heads west on Sullivan Drive, and then north on Aspen Drive, and ends at Elementary South. Road closures on Deer Path Drive, Sullivan, and Aspen are scheduled for 8:45 a.m. by the police and fire department. They are working on making sure that fire and emergency services can get to the middle, so there will be police officers at certain points. In addition, fireworks will be at Century Park this year, 9:30 start time. Century Park Island will be closed to visitors the night before, that would be the 3rd, and then reopen as early as late Tuesday, July 5th, after we've secured the area. In addition, Lakeview Park, it will have some closures around 5 p.m. and detour signs will be on site, guiding traffic around the crowds. And if you want more information, please just visit the Village of Vernon Hills website. And that is all I have for tonight.
Any question for James?
Yes.
Commissioner Santa.
Of course. I was just wondering, and I don't know if anyone else is interested of my fellow board members, but could once or twice during construction, could the board have a little tour of the status of the construction? I'd be interested.
I took one the other day.
What?
I took one the other day.
Right, and, you know, I mean,
I would tell you, I mean, I know your schedules may, whatever, dictate to get all of you together, but anytime you have like, hey, I got a free hour, can I meet you at Lakeview? James or I, or even Lacey, are more than willing to take you around. If you have your own hard hat, pack it in your car and bring it.
Yes.
That's going to be a requirement. If you don't, I mean, we have supplies on hand too that we can provide for you, but we would love to take you around and show you that.
well, I
Yeah.
just brought it up in, you know, so you don't have to do it 5 times, maybe, you
Yeah.
know.
I would just avoid the week of July 11th.
Yes.
That's when there will be really nothing to see, because
Okay.
the locker room's completely closed off.
Okay,
But yes.
thank you.
James, real quick question. When we talked about the pool renovation, originally, one of the discussion points was we were gonna make the deep end a little deeper for the diving, that they didn't meet. No, we're not doing that?
No, originally you're thinking like the starting blocks.
Starting block, we had
Yeah,
to
there
go 2
was.
feet down in the deep end for the starting
No,
blocks?
they were basically, everything was met code.
Okay.
And so there wasn't really any
Okay.
necessity to dig a little deeper. Yeah. I think it might look different, David, because we had those 1-inch tiles on the surface, where now you're eliminated all that,
Right.
and you're just gonna have, what's just a standard painted, so it may have an appearance, it may look a little deeper.
No,
but
it
just,
doesn't look deeper. It just, I
No,
thought
it
we were
isn't.
gonna have to dig it out, and I wasn't sure if we
Yeah.
had done that, or if we were gonna have to do that in the future. Good. That's good news. Thank you, James. Next item on the agenda, Executive Director Jeff Fugere.
Okay, so I just want to kind of piggyback on July 4th for the board. So I think I sent you all. We're in Zone 1, which is the first zone, and you're Unit 10. So I think we're moving up. Every year we're moving up. I think last time we were like Zone 2 at the beginning. So anyways, that's just to remind you, we are having some monogrammed shirts made for you. Amy just noted me that those will be ready this Monday, so she'll be picking those up, and we'll have those available for you. I'll probably just hand deliver them to your homes, and so you have them available for the 4th. If you want to wash them ahead of time or something, so they fit. But thank you to Carol for doing some shopping for us, because Lord knows we went through quite an ordeal to get these shirts. We also ordered T-shirts for all the staff. gold medal t-shirts. We've been talking about that for a while. So we have some navy blue shirts in both a men's and ladies cut. And those are coming in later this month too. So we'll be sure to get you guys those. Those are navy blue with the gold.
Oh.
Those are silk screened though. Those are not embroidered. Okay, so just know we want our staff to wear those gold medal shirts proudly at events and wherever they feel they like to. So a few other things, the DEI exercise, I know we kind of keep pushing because trying to get all 5 of you guys together at a meeting with vacations, et cetera, it's really, I think it's really important to have all of you together. And so the month of July isn't gonna work because Janice is out, and so we're gonna try August. And so Jessica and I have kind of plugged in that date. Hopefully all 5 of you are together and we can continue to do like a pre-board workshop on that. I wanted to bring something to your attention with just our financial software. So with this transition to ActiveNet over the last year with our new registration software, so collecting some of the financial information was something that we, quite frankly, the old system didn't permit us to do on a everyday basis. And so you were getting like monthly information. And so now Jessica and her team have formally got this in place where we can provide financial information. And it's a lot of data that our staff have to enter daily, but it gives you precise information on a daily basis now. Am I getting that right, Jess? I think, anything, I don't know, you want to add to that?
No, I mean, it's just been a lot of work to be able to get it up to speed to where we're at. So it's been very helpful, all hands on deck as far as different people like Randy and Les. And I think we're getting there. We're starting this fiscal year off with using that cash receipts module from BSNA. That's helping. So.
So I just wanted to keep you looped into that. You've got a couple of documents tonight to the IGAs with the high school, one for the turf project that, the high schools, our agreement is expiring this August. So 10 years ago, we entered into that arrangement with them, and so that expires, and so that's on for you tonight. And one of the things that I just want to be clear on is there is language within the agreement that stipulates an interest on our behalf to contribute to any future improvements they do. So what we've learned is to redo a turf field, we've gotten estimates somewhere around, and this is just through colleagues that James and I are talking to, about $300,000 is a pretty secure number. So when the school district comes back to us, as this agreement stipulates, our role, if we want to continue to use that field and our affiliates use that field, we're going to have to throw in. Okay, and that's basically, that there's no decision for you tonight to say, what's that number? I don't know what that number is. And it's certainly not going to be what we did the first time. I think it'll be considerably less than that. The first time we contributed $100 grand. So when that number comes, I think it's really valuable because our affiliates use it quite a bit. But I've also been in communication with our affiliates that use it to remind them that, we're going to come to you as well to help pay for some of that cost, because essentially they're using it more than we are from a programming standpoint. And then the second part is just the facility use shared agreement, where we've had this long-standing, and it's just been kind of a rollover agreement, where this agreement is a 25-year ask this time around. And so that was essential for us to secure the use of the indoor aquatic facility at Vernon Hills High School, specifically for our turtle swim program and any other programs we want to do. And so the language in there is generic in nature of aquatic programs. So it permits us maybe to do some other functions in there. And that's all based on pretty much Tom and Jay working with Brian McDonald, the athletic director, and annually they get together and they schedule, hey, we need it from this date to this date, and these are the times we need it. And so that's basically the language within that agreement. And then in return, we're allowing the school district, they use Sullivan Community Center for their Special Olympics programs, a couple days a week throughout the year. And then they also use Deer Path for our tennis courts their cross-country team. They have girls softball out there occasionally, and then once in a while, they'll run just some physical education classes on the property. And then also in return, we're still using some, like Tom alluded to, using the lacrosse fields on their property, and them allowing us to use that. So it's really to get this agreement secure, bona fide. So I'm really thankful for Denise Herman and just our relationship with her in permitting us and advancing this agreement, and for her to just have, I think, just a better understanding of our relationships than we have had in prior years with some of the staff there. You also have a Vortex spray ground. It's a proposal. I've talked with President Duerhofer, and I've talked with some of you before, so that's on your agenda tonight as well. This past Tuesday, Jessica and I attended this, it's become a mental health project group. It started with our public officials and administrators group earlier this year, and one of the conversations led to what can we do, and it started actually with Trustee Mike Shank, who brought to the group about what can we do, and Dave was in on that original meeting with us about things we can do, you know, just as a unified group, and there had been some pretty significant mental health challenges that the high school was going through, and not just Vernon Hills, Libertyville as well. And so Denise was very instrumental where she came from in Northern California about starting this group because they had just an onslaught of teenagers committing suicide. And so from that, they all got all the local units of government, all the medical institutions, psychologists, so, I mean, all these medical staff and professional social workers, et cetera, to get together. And they formulated what was a really successful project team. And so this is what's enveloped. We've had our third meeting now, and Tuesday, I mean, it's gone from public officials of 10 or 12 of us to Tuesday, there was 35 people in the room. And Denise reached out to a lot of social workers, private and public, all the school districts, school administrators from around the area, besides just Vernon Hills and Libertyville. And then we put together this list of other people we think, you know, we should invite. So this group is gonna grow to 40 or 50 people. I would encourage, if any of the board has time, I'm not sure when the next meeting is, but it was a powerful meeting when you got these people in the room that all have this active interest, and not just helping teens, but, you know, younger people and older adults, that, you know, having police and fire that are on, you know, frontline issues where they're getting calls every day with issues that they have to, you know, they have to attest to, and they're not trained. And so now they're talking about things they're doing with the county and bringing in assistance. So it's really powerful, I think, what we can all do, you know, instead of saying, you know, one small group can make a difference, and I think this is happening. And Denise's leadership on this thing,
Amazing.
I mean, am I right, Jess? I mean, she was outstanding in what she did the other day, and just getting us all focused and keeping us kind of goal-oriented. So that, I'll keep you more involved with that if anybody has interest in. We also had Senator Adrian Johnson joined us, as did Representative Diddich. And so from their offices, what they can do in providing legislation potentially and some funding opportunities. Adrian was great, and she kept bringing up, you know, just information for the group on recent legislation that's passed. And she's a big mental health supporter, so I think that was good to have her voice in that room too. Then I got the GLMV outing. I think I've shared with some of you. I know Carol's out of town, but, you know, we'll see. That's July 15th. So let me know what you guys want to do with that. Hopefully you can join us. And then just lastly, you know, we finished our past fiscal year this past May 31st that we ended, and we had a good year once again. And I'll just say, you know, it was prosperous, but with a lot of challenges in between. But I just wanted to thank the board for all their support and how our staff here, you work with our leadership team, but, you know, it goes beyond all of us in this room that have, you know, made this district just a huge success. And we want to thank, obviously, our patrons and our continued customers for believing in us and supporting us. And just, it was a good year all around. Be happy to answer any questions if anybody.
Any questions for Jeff? Commissioner Kessler.
Regarding the new financial system you have to track, I know in the past we were struggling with specifically like Lakeview when people bought year memberships and you received all the funds at once, but it's really spread out. Is there any capability to get a better handle of finances that you can spread those payments? And some actually pay monthly, and that kind of makes it a nice, easy thing. But there's incentives, I believe, to pay in full, and then we get that lump sum all at once. But we know that's disappearing after the months. And there was talk. I know we had talked about it before to try to get a better idea. Do we even have the capability? I'm not saying we should do it, but do we have that capability if the board decides?
So you're asking, like, if you bought an annual membership and you paid $500, can you take that $500 over a 12-month period? So
Correct.
we're showing you the $55 a month or whatever you.
So the revenue is showing a little more consistently versus these peaks to kind of help offset. And I didn't know.
Lacey, Jessica, anything?
I mean, the system is deferring whether it's Lakeview or programs when they're actually occurring. So I believe that that's going to be spread out. And the new module that we have and the process that we have that we're doing manually daily will be able to fine tune and look at every, I guess, transaction that we have each day and be able to drill it down. But I'm not 100% sure if I understand how, your question, how it would be different.
I guess what I'm wondering is if you got a lump sum of $400 for a yearly or whatever the dollar amount is, and it's X amount every month, can it automatically do that for the next 12 months? So the revenue looks at, so you don't get as many peaks and valleys. It's something we had asked for in the past, and then the system really couldn't do it. And I guess I'm just bringing it up now that there's a new system.
I want to say yes, but I'm not
Okay.
I'm not 100% confident in that, so I could
The first thing
follow
I
up.
would look at is how many of our members paid full,
Right.
okay? Because if it's a small amount, is this really a worthy exercise?
True.
To provide you? But if it's 35-40% of our membership, and I don't know, Lacey, if you know that number.
Yeah, I don't know the percentage off the top of my head, but I would say definitely a lot more people do the monthly than they do the paid in full.
Okay.
But I would also say that one challenge with that would be that members can put their memberships on hold for up to 3 months.
Right.
So they may put it on hold for a month, 2 months, 3 months. So that'll change when they get billed again. So that might kind of.
Let me start, Cindy, with looking at what
How many?
percentage of our
Exactly.
memberships, and if it's a valid ask, then we can go back and see about breaking that down so we can provide you with that report. And I get what you're saying. So it's just, okay, it's $35 a month, you paid in full. Let's take that 35 and chop it into 12 months and provide that data for you on a monthly basis. So
So the revenue line looks a little more consistent over the months.
Yeah, well, and keep in mind, though, when you get through December through almost March, or, February, you're gonna see that spike every year, because that's when.
Regardless, because that's when people join.
Well, but if it's still a monthly thing, it would even that out. You won't see the spikes if the spikes will be truly an increase in membership, and that would be good to know versus a spike of
Dollars.
annuals. Exactly.
Understand. Okay. Any other questions?
Nope. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, committee reports, commissioner reports. We have none, so we'll move to board correspondence. Excuse me, the board has received one correspondence this month. It says, Jeff, I just wanted to take a second, excuse me, Jeff, I just want to take a second and thank you and your staff for the professionalism and tremendous help Matt and his crew have provided Countryside cleaning up the landscaping issues around our building. We are excited to be caught up on some overdue maintenance, having it being a public building the community is proud of. We truly value our continued partnership with the Park District and look forward to working together for many years to come. Have a great weekend. Sincerely, Chuck Smith, Fire Chief, Countryside Fire Protection District. So, thank you, Chuck. Happy to be a part of what you do. Next item on the agenda is the old business. Could I have a motion to approve Administrative Policy 1.00 Park Board of Commissioners?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Senti?
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler?
Yes.
President Dorhoff?
Yes. Next item is new business, the Vortex Spray Ground proposal. Could I have a motion to adopt the proposal for Vortex Aquatic Structures International to serve as the district's future spray ground provider?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion. So for the residents that are not aware, we will be putting in a spray ground. The Park District is moving to put in a spray ground at,
We're working on providing that information for you.
We got it.
You know, I mean, we're planning on
Yep.
it, I wouldn't say, you know, because if something comes in way over budget, I don't want to make,
True.
you know, an announcement
True.
that we're going to do it.
but we're working
Working on it.
towards putting in a spray ground at the Aquatic Center. And this would be in lieu of the current lazy river. And there are significant advantages to putting in the spray ground, financial and as well as membership wise. So this is something the park board has endeavored to take on. And with this motion, we're adopting Vortex Aquatic Structures International to be our provider. So with that, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Kessler?
Yes.
Commissioner Senti?
Yes.
President Dorhoff?
Yes. Next item, could I have a motion to approve the intergovernmental cooperation agreement regarding the recreation between Community High School District 128 and Vernon Hills Park District artificial turf at Rust-Oleum Field?
So moved.
Second?
Yes. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Kessler?
Yes.
Commissioner Senti?
Yes.
President Dorhoff?
Yes. Could I have a motion to approve the intergovernmental, I'm having a tough time with that word tonight, cooperation agreement between the Board of Education of Community High School District 128 and the Vernon Hills Park District?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Senti?
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler?
Yes.
President Dorhoff?
Yes. Next item on the agenda, Commissioner comments. Commissioner Sente.
I do not have any comments tonight.
Commissioner Kessler.
None tonight.
And Commissioner Dorhofer has none, so could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Senti?
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler?
Yes.
President Dorhoff?
Yes, we are adjourned.